What's up, Dragon Brood? So today we're doing an update to the Deathtouch Tribal list. I mean, I guess that's the only we can describe it because almost everything has Deathtouch, so why not? That's what it'll be. We didn't actually have a lot of new cards to include in this list, but they were very important, the ones we decided to put in. And we're going to take a look at that. But first, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. That helps me out, helps you out, so you'll know whenever I have these new deck reveals. I guess that's what we'll call them for now. When those come up, we're putting these out multiple times a day up until the early access event on Wednesday. Also, don't forget that I have a giveaway going for another couple of days. Check that out. Remember to watch the whole video and fill out the form whenever you are done. But for now, let's take a look at the deck. Alright, so going over this deck list, we had to actually shave some numbers from last time to make room for our new additions. And we'll go ahead and go over that and the sideboard here all at once. So let's just start from the top. We've got 4 Foulmire Knights. These are still the best card we can play here in the 1 slot. It also lets us draw cards, so we can't hate that too much. We're down to just 3 Moss Vipers, partly because we do already have a ton of 1-mana things, and it does nothing else but Deathtouch. I know it's like weird because it's a Deathtouch list and I'm saying, well, it only has Deathtouch. But the other Deathtouch creatures do more things. A Vampire of the Dire Moon, we are playing 4. Shovel, we're just playing 3. We're going to play a full set of Domri's Ambush, mostly because if we get to hit a creature with it, we're going to kill it. And we're going to have Domri, Anarch of Bolas for 2 copies. Actually, no, we're playing 3 copies of this one. And this is another way that lets you fight. Again, if you fight something with Deathtouch, you just outright kill it. It also is a way to pump all of our creatures, so our little junky 1/1 Deathtouch things do become more of a threat. We have 3 Hooded Blightfang, actually 4 Hooded Blightfang, and this is actually the card that, I don't know, this deck didn't know it needed, but was happy to see it when it got previewed for Core Set 2021. The interesting thing is, this almost functions as a Deathtouch Lord in a way. Every time you attack, you get to drain your opponents for 1 point. So if you're attacking with 3 things, where your opponent loses 3, you gain 3, and then they still have to deal with 3 Deathtouch creatures. Another cool addition is that if you deal damage to a Planeswalker, you outright kill that Planeswalker. And that's really, really good. We're playing 1 Garruk Unleashed. We're just trying this out for 2 reasons. One is that it can produce extra tokens that are a little bit bigger in case we just need them for defensive purposes, but giving a creature +3/+3 and trample when you have Deathtouch is great, because no matter what they put in the way, unless it's 4+ toughness, you're going to kill it, and then the rest is going to trample over to the opponent. We're still playing 4 Porcupine as a way to just kind of eliminate creatures, and because it actually, in a sense, grows your creatures, it's actually really, really nice to have in here, so you're not just attacking with 1 power things. We're playing 3 Questing Beast. Everybody knows what those do by now. And we're playing 2 Vivian Arcbow Rangers. This, again, is another way to deal damage to creatures and kill them. It can put tokens on your guys and make them bigger, so it's doing a lot of work in here. And then we're still playing 2 Sarkhan, the Masterless. And the reason these are here is, 1, it does give you a flyer, a 4/4, so it kind of opens up things to start closing games. Also remember that we do have, as far as Planeswalkers now, we have Garruk Unleash, Vivian Arcbow Ranger, Sarkhan, and Domri Anarch of Bolas. So if any combination of 2 or 3 of those are on the table and you have a Sarkhan, that can sometimes just bring a game to a close on the following turn. Lands, we're not doing anything too crazy here. We have 1 Blood Crypt, 1 Castle Locthwain, 1 Fabled Passage. We're playing 4 Overgrown Tombs, 4 Stomping Ground, we got 2 Temple of Abandon, 2 Temple of Malady, 2 Forests, 1 Mountain, 2 Swamps. And the reason we're going with this mix is that we don't want too many lands that come into play tapped, because our creatures are smaller. We can't afford to miss too many plays on time to keep tempo, unfortunately. As far as the sideboard, we're going to go with 3 Duresses to start with. We're going to go with 3 Heroic Interventions. These are obvious for the control matchups for the most part. 3 Noxious Grasp. These might be really good when you're talking about playing against the Selesnya token, +1/+1 tokens deck, because I expect to see a lot of those. Gonna have some Return to Natures. This actually still works against the sacrifice decks. works against the Wilderness Reclamation decks, so it just gives you a few more plays here. We're going to go with 2 Scavenging Oozes. Again, kind of fills those same spots against those particular decks. And we're playing 1 Sorceress Spyglass. And this is just kind of for odds and ends where maybe you do want to bring this in against the Sacrifice list. Maybe you want to bring it in against Planeswalker decks. It just gives you a little more versatility in the sideboard. Now, like I said, we didn't add a ton of new cards to this list. For the most part, the list was pretty solid, and there wasn't a lot from the new set it really gained. The only thing I could see going forward is maybe the list ends up getting an additional Garruk, or we end up cutting some cards to play main deck Heroic Interventions. But other than that, I think it's pretty close to where we want it to be. Remember, don't forget about that giveaway we're doing. It's only up for a couple more days. Remember to watch the whole video and fill out the form so you will be eligible. And as always, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get updates on all of these deck videos coming out leading up to the early access events. Well, that's all I have for you today. We'll see you next time.